Philippine independence. 10 days ago, I had the pleasure of receiving a Chamberlain of the Presidency who conveyed His Excellency the President's warm wishes for the occasion. Once again, I thank President Sisi for his greetings. And tonight, I also wish to extend my deep appreciation to His Excellency Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouly for his warm congratulations conveyed through our esteemed guest of honor, His Excellency Minister Alauddin Farooq Zaki. This occasion marks an important moment in Philippine history when on 12 June, Visionary Emilio Aguinaldo declared Philippine independence and the flag for the first time unfurled, and the same national anthem that just played earlier was played. Although full independence was recognized only on 4th of July 1946, 50 years or so later, it is June 12 that we proudly observe as our national day to honor the courage and sacrifices of our national heroes. On this day, we commemorate our past struggles and triumphs and also recognize our ongoing journey towards progress peace, and prosperity. This is in line with the theme of our Independence Day of freedom, history, and future order. Despite the recent challenges, the Philippine economy, I am very happy to report, has grown in the first moved well within our targets, and as a result of continued recovery and reforms, the country is on track to transition from lower middle to upper middle income status by 2026. In the context of the Southeast Asian region, the Philippines, I am proud, is a member of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations and a founding member, or ASEAN, an organization established in 1967 to promote economic growth, social progress, cultural development, as well as regional peace and stability. Here in Egypt, ASEAN has 9 out of the 10 members, including Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. In next year, in 2026, the Philippines will assume chairship of ASEAN after the successful chairmanship of Malaysia this year. The Philippines looks forward to advancing ASEAN Community Vision 2045, which aims to build a resilient, innovative, dynamic, and people-centered ASEAN by 2045. I'm also proud that Egypt had signed the TAC, or the Treaty of Amity and Cooperation, with ASEAN in 2016, and we look forward to more cooperation with Egypt, with ASEAN individually and as an organization. Tonight, I wish to take a moment to highlight the strong friendship between Egypt and the Philippines. Our diplomatic relations span 79 years, since 3 March 1946, and our embassy, I had mentioned before, our embassy in Cairo is the first in the Middle East and in Africa. This long-standing partnership has been grounded on mutual respect, shared values, and commitment to cooperation across many fields. The warmth and stability and solidarity between our peoples were especially evident during recent crisis, where Egypt provided critical assistance during the evacuation of Filipinos from Sudan and Gaza. And for this, we are truly grateful. Our trade and agriculture, and I'm honored today with the presence of His Excellency, the Minister of Agriculture. I am pleased to know that there have been grant of market access for Philippine and Egyptian agricultural products into each other's local markets. Egyptian nectarines to the Philippines, and I don't know if any of you know durian. I wish we had durian to introduce today, but I don't know if hotels would allow it. I'm delighted to know that Egypt will soon be introduced to the durian, the king of all fruits. It's a tropical fruit infamous for its aroma, but at the same time very unique, creamy, and delicious. This milestone between our two nations, I think, is just the start, but it's also the result of nearly 2 years of diligent negotiations, risk assessments and regulatory cooperation. إن شاء الله نشوف العنب في الفلبين قريب. I was saying hopefully next will be Egyptian grapes in Philippine markets. We hope that there will be continuous two-way trade of agricultural products between our two countries. This new access to the market promises exciting opportunities to expand Filipino agricultural footprint and sharing our beloved tropical foods. I've always stated that Philippines and Egypt is very similar. We are both have almost the same population of over 110 million, very young, and we have the same aspirations, that of both our nations have this potential. In the coming years, we look forward to expanding our cooperation with Egypt in trade, investment, tourism, and people-to-people exchanges. I invite you all to the Philippines to experience firsthand the warmth of Filipino hospitality, and my assistant here put to be awed by our country's natural wonders and breathtaking landscapes. We take pride in our unique heritage and vibrant culture, a blend of indigenous traditions and influences. I hope to see some of you in here. Tonight, I am filled with gratitude, and I greet to the government of Egypt and all Egyptians. I offer my sincerest thanks. Your partnership, your wisdom, your endless hospitality have made my mission both fruitful and fulfilling. It has been a privilege to represent my country here, to build bridges, strengthen friendship. The bonds we have strengthened are not just diplomatic achievements, they are human ones, relationships of trust, respect, and real friendship. Thank you. May the friendship between our peoples continue to grow for generations to come. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas, as we say, or long live the Philippines, but more importantly, mabuhay tayong lahat, or long live all of us. Salamat po. Thank you.
أصحاب السعادة سفراء الدول الشقيقة وصديقة وممثلي المنظمات والاتحادات الدولية، السيدات والسادة الحضور الكرام، في مستهل كلماتي يطيبني أن أعرف عن خالص شكري وامتناني لسعادة السفير عز الدين تاجو سفير جمهورية الفلبين بالقاهرة على دعوته الكريمة للمشاركة في هذه المناسبة المتميزة. الوكالات التعاون ومذكرات التفاهم التي تساهم في تعزيز التعاون، وهو ما من شأنه أن يعزز التجارة البينية ويفتح آفاق لإنزال التعاون. وإيمان من الدولة المصرية بأهمية التعاون والاستقرار